Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll take a quick look at the agimat FX EA. Before I start, let me just say trading is risky. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm not telling you to trade. Take responsibility for your own finances. If you trade, you should expect to lose all the money that you trade. That's certainly the potential there for risk. I'm not soliciting that you trade. It's really your responsibility to manage your finances, and I'm not here to advise you. I'm just here to entertain you. So having said that, agimat EA, I think, is based, generally loosely based on the agimat indicator system. I took a look at the indicator system a couple of years ago, purchased it, a previous version of it. I think there's a newer version out. I didn't have great results with the agimat indicator system. I really don't think it's a great indicator system. I think it has a lot of problems. It repaints, it's delayed. It's just not a great indicator system. But what I would say is the indicator system potentially has potential. There are some people that trade that indicator system, and what I found when I sort of got into their groups and followed them, there's one fellow whose name I won't mention, but he has a big following. He's got a Telegram channel with, I don't know, 20 or 30,000 followers. But he tried to put up a signal using his trades, and he's always bragging about his trades, how great they are. He tried to put up a signal, and I watched the signal, and the signal essentially just did nothing but lose money. So I think it's all hype and scam. That group is based on a foundation of junk. That's my opinion anyway. So I really don't believe much in or at all in the agimat indicator system. However, they also launched an agimat EA based on that indicator system, and that agimat EA was also, in my opinion, no good. I wouldn't use it. I looked at it a year or two ago. But they've revised the EA, or the robot, and released it again, re-released it as an updated or upgraded robot. And this one I like a lot better. I'm not going to do a full review scorecard on it because I don't own it, so I can't do that. But first, let's take a look at the page, their website. If you just Google agimat EA or agimat FX, I think you'll find it. Oh, and let me pause. Please like and subscribe, guys. I really appreciate your subscriptions. It really helps, encourages me to do more videos for you. And the like and any comments you make are also really appreciated. YouTube algorithm looks at comments and likes, so if you want to support me in any way, that would be fantastic. Because I put a lot of time and effort into these videos. So thank you for that. Anyway, looking at their website, they have a link to FX Blue here. In some way, I think this is manipulated because it shows a peak drawdown of 4% on the account. I've looked at this EA in a little bit of depth, and I think clearly this EA is not the type of EA that's only going to have a 4% drawdown with a 5% monthly return that you can see on this page. So there's some kind of gaming going on, and I wouldn't trust this FX Blue account as far as I can throw it, and I can't throw this account anywhere. So be very, very cautious with this because I think it's there's some kind of scamming going on. And I would say generally with this agimat EA, it is not a full-blown scam, and neither is the indicator system, but it's scam-me. I think the company that produces this plays fast and loose with the facts and the way they present things. So you have to always have your radar on and up with this company. Unlike some other companies that I've reviewed, for example, Ryan Brown's Ranger that I'm going to talk about briefly in this video, which is, in my opinion, extremely straightforward, transparent, honest, and trustworthy. I would not grade this as a trustworthy company or website. I don't think that they are crooks at all, but I think that there is not the right kind of transparency that we would hope for here. So that's just my opinion, though, only my personal opinion. So we see here the FX Blue website, and then if we scroll down, we can find that they're recommending a couple of brokers here compatible with their neural net technology. I'm a software developer. I'm somewhat familiar with neural net technology, not an expert in it, but I would say that to think that there's any sort of an advanced neural network driving this EA kind of makes me laugh out loud. This is, I think, hype. So I think that I would ignore these two quote unquote compatible brokers. I think it's just a way to get you to click on the affiliate links for the brokers so that the company that is recommending these and produces this EA can get some affiliate commissions on your trading with those brokers. So I would say continue to trade with the brokers that you like to trade at that have good trading conditions for you. You don't necessarily need to use these brokers. They charge 300 euros. There is a 20% coupon right now, so I think you can get it for about 240 euros, which is a price that actually tempts me to buy this EA, although I haven't. I think it's a moderately priced EA. It's not crazy expensive. They're not asking you for 1,000 euros, and it's not cheap. They're not asking you for 100 euros. I like that they're going to give you a lifetime license. They're not going to make you subscribe, so kudos to them for that. Good for them. Then let's take a quick look at an FX book account with this EA. This is an FX book account that was put up by a website that has been running this on a demo account for, let's see, since the end of August. So that's about 6 months almost, 5.5 months they've been running it. So we'll take a look at their FX book account. What we see here is overall good, I would say. Monthly gain, 4%. Max drawdown, 12%. Good numbers. I like those. What else can we see? We see here it's made about 4,200 pips this year, which at first glance looks good. However, if we scroll down to their open trades, we can see that they are, let's look, they are about 3,400 pips in drawdown. So net between their made pips and their drawdown, they're only up about 800 for the year, which is not bad, but it's not 4,200. So don't be fooled by this 4,200 pips because of their drawdown. I think they're actually making a little less than you might think when you first look at this. If we look at their trades, they've had 1,100 trades, 4-day trade length, which is quite long. Expectancy of 10 pips, which is good. However, this EA uses both grids or trade baskets, and it also uses martingale, and I would say rather heavy martingale. So what does this mean? Gridding can be an effective technique, but you want to be aware that the grid is in play because it means that you can have long drawdowns while we wait for the price to move in a direction that allows the grid to close in profit. It also means that you can have big drawdowns because as a grid continues to open positions, your drawdown, your total position size on the currency gets bigger and bigger, and small moves in the currency price can really hurt you once you get a lot of positions on a grid open. The martingaling part, this is a pretty heavy martingale EA to me. There are different types of martingaling, and I definitely would say martingaling can be useful if it's done appropriately, and what I mean by that is I'm not a fan of heavy martingaling. Possibly light martingaling is a better technique. Martingaling, you have to be aware, can completely blow your account because what it means is your trade sizes are getting bigger and bigger. So if we just look at the history here, it looks like we're getting 0.02 lot trades generally. But you can see that they martingale pretty quickly. So if we just look at this USD JPY grid, they started out as 0.02 lots, and then they moved on the fourth trade in the grid, it looks like, to 0.07, 0.15, 0.22, 0.30. So they're already 15 times the original trade size on this overall USD JPY position. So very heavy martingaling. If we look at the history here and we just sort by trade size, we can see that they've got, let's just start here. This trade has 1% return, 1%, half percent, 1 over 1. So about 10 to 12%, it looks like. I'm not adding that up, but it looks like about 10% of the overall gains on the account, maybe more, have been made by 10 trades here. So that's not necessarily a good sign. It means pretty heavy martingaling, and you should beware with this. This is an EA that could blow your account someday. It doesn't mean it'll blow your account this year, this month, but it's the kind of EA that has the potential to completely blow an account because with almost unrestricted heavy martingaling, clearly if the currency continues to run against you, your account can be blown. Okay, what else can we see here? Oh, let's see what they're trading. So they're trading 6 pairs here. What I like about these 6 pairs is you have 6 different currencies in addition to USD. So you have Aussie dollar, euro, pound, loonie, which is CAD, the Swiss franc, and the yen. So I like that these are spread out across 6 pairs. And then the dollar is in common on all these pairs, but you can see the dollar is the quote currency and the trade currency on 3 of the pairs versus 3 pairs where it's the other way. So the dollar's on the right here for 3 pairs and on the left here for 3 pairs. So what this probably means is that, let's say the dollar is weakening, then your buy positions on these pairs might be making money, while your buy positions on these pairs will be losing money. So you're not going to be all trending, I don't think. It'd be unlikely that all your pairs would trend in the same direction. So potentially, depending on how the EA functions, this could help you reduce your drawdown. Of course, if the EA is buying here and then selling here, that's the same thing. So essentially, you're shorting the US dollar on all of your pairs. Then you could get some amplification and heavy drawdown. But if the EA doesn't do that, if the EA is balanced on buy-sell positions across these pairs, then it could be a good way to, to group your pairs that you're trading. Could be. So we can see all the pairs are positive pips other than one. The martingaling obviously saved the USD Swiss franc here, and they've all made money. Any grid martingale system, essentially every time you close a grid with a grid martingale system, you're going to make money. You're not going to lose money on them. So overall, we're going to make money on all of our pairs with that type of a system. The main thing is you have the danger of blowing your account, as I mentioned. This is pretty typical for a grid system. I mean, it's got about a 70% win rate. If you look at the equity curve, it's a pretty smooth up. There are a couple of losses that it took in here, but overall, it's a pretty smooth equity curve up, which again indicates what we just talked about, grid martingale. So guys, what I think here is this EA is worth your attention and time. I like this EA overall. I don't think it's the best EA I've looked at, but I think it's a profitable EA with a reasonable drawdown, with the caveat that you have to be aware it could completely blow your account. So I would use this EA with the very minimum risk on my account. I would not get greedy with this EA. I would want to use it with a really controlled risk. And I think doing that, you're probably in pretty good shape on this account, on using this EA on an account. You may want to consider withdrawing your profits rather than compounding with this type of an EA, because it does have the potential to blow your account. So if you would just withdraw profits and it's making 4% a month, you're probably going to come close to doubling your money in a year. And so this is the kind of EA that you can make decent money with if you withdraw your profits. Because someday this EA will blow an account. We don't know when. It could be in 1 day, 1 year, or 100 years. This EA will eventually blow your account, just because grid martingale systems will eventually blow your account, especially if they're full martingale like this one seems to be. Okay, hope that helped with the agimat FX, and then let's go quickly to a couple of other EAs that I've talked about recently with you. Very briefly, this is the Fury EA. Somebody asked me to show it on a live account. I did that in the last video. This is using magic number analysis. I run other EAs and robots. Some I wrote myself, some others also on this account. But the Fury has won 0.5% a month for me on this account. Very minimal drawdown. It's won 97% of its trades, 4.5 pips expectancy, won 284 pips. There's no martingaling involved here. There's no gridding involved here. It's just a flat scalper. I really like this EA and the way it's performed on all of my live accounts. The last EA, I've reviewed this one before for you guys. I really like this EA. If I were pressed to name maybe one of my favorite EAs that I've ever owned, or not owned, but tested, this would be it. I don't own this EA. I just run it on demo. It's one I plan to buy. I'm demoing it on 2 accounts. So here you have Ranger version 2, which is an older version. This one's making about 1% a month with about a 2% drawdown. It's been running since October of last year. So it's been running about 5 months, because this is near end of March 2021. It's trading three pairs: AUD CAD, GBP CAD, NZD CAD. Profitable on all the pairs. It's a slow grid. It does not use martingale, so it is, I think, overall quite a safe EA. Probably the risk could be increased a little on this account. I'm probably risking a little too little on this account. I think it could be turned up a little, because clearly you can see running 5 months with a 2.5% drawdown is sterling performance. If we just look at the trades here, we can see it's got a 13 pip expectancy, so very good. It holds the grid until it gets some profit. What else can we see here? There's no martingaling. I'm not going to go into the history to show you that, but there's not. And it's trading on three pairs. So I like this version 2 of the EA very much. Very much. Probably, of all the EAs I've reviewed for you, this would be the one I would feel is the safest way to make profit for you. And potentially you could increase the risk a little bit on this EA compared to what I'm doing. So I'm on a $10,000 account and opening trades at 0.02 lots on GBP CAD, for example, and 0.05 lots on, 0.05 on AUD CAD, 0.02 on GBP CAD, and it doesn't trade AUD NZD much, but I think the lots are 0.02 on that one also. So good EA in my opinion. And I really like the author, Ryan Brown. Check out his channel. Seems like one of the very few straightforward, transparent, good guys in this forex game. The Ranger version 3 is a newer version. I think there's actually a Ranger version 4 out, although I haven't put that one on demo yet. Ranger version 3 dropped one of the pairs. I think dropped AUD NZD and only trades two pairs now. It martingales on the AUD CAD pair, I believe, and does not martingale on the GBP CAD pair. This EA is more profitable. However, you have to realize that you can get bigger drawdown on this EA than you would on the Ranger version 2, because it's using some martingaling. It's a more aggressive EA. So with this one, I would say, unlike the Ranger version 2, where you could risk up a little bit, or I would risk up a little bit, the Ranger version 3, I think you have to be risk down with this EA. You do not want to get greedy with this EA, because any EA that martingales can certainly blow your account in the long run. This EA has a slow grid and a grid that increases its pip step as market volatility increases, so it tries to slow down its trading if the market is volatile to prevent heavy drawdown, which I like that feature. But this is also a fairly safe EA, just with the caution that you should really restrict your risk on this EA. This would probably be my favorite EA I've reviewed for you. My second favorite would be the Ranger, and probably my third favorite is the, I won't even name a third favorite. I like both of these two. Hope that helped, guys. Please like and subscribe to this video. I really appreciate that. And if you have other EAs, robots, signals you'd like me to take a look at, then just send me a comment and I'll try to get to them. Thank you. Bye-bye.